And welcome to the Be Real, Get Real podcast. I am your host today, Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network. And we began this podcast series for the purpose of giving a platform to women to be real, be themselves, to get real, and to share their stories of how they have traversed through the many journeys, ups and downs, and challenges we all face in life. And today I get to introduce to you Pat M. Chin. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for having me.
I am grateful, so grateful to have you here. And your message is an important one, so I really do appreciate you showing up for us and sharing today. And today we're going to be talking with Pat about creating fulfillment and happiness, that it begins at home first and then spreads into the other areas of your life. And I think oftentimes when we're seeking happiness and fulfillment, we look outside first instead of really starting at the root of everything. So we're going to dive into that deep. Let me share a little bit about Pat and her background. And so Pat works for Citigroup. And for 35 years, she has held many positions in technology. She's currently the Chief of Staff and Business Unit Office, head for the technology group that delivers systems for human resources, public affairs, and real estate, whereas she's involved in the financials. This is all important stuff she's doing. Financials, resourcing, compliance, information, security, and project management processes. She is also a home health wellness consultant who is passionate about showing others how to clean up their bodies and their homes, which leads to cleaning up the earth and at the same time establishing a business of their own. The statistics are alarming. Did you know that there are over 200 chemicals found in the cord blood of newborns? I had no idea. Oh my goodness. The average household contains about 62 toxic chemicals. 3,000 tons of paper towel waste is created every day. I contribute to that, I must admit. Most people don't realize that the top 3 most harmful products we use in our homes are bathroom cleaner, window cleaner, and dryer sheets. She's a member of the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, Fort Lauderdale East National Association of Women's Business Owners, and Women's Prosperity Network. She has a Master's of Science in Management Information Systems from Florida International University. This stellar woman is here today, and I am grateful. Welcome again, Pat.
Thank you, Nancy.
So let's talk for a few minutes about your journey through corporate. I mean, 35 years in corporate. First of all, as a woman in technology, there had to be some interesting pieces going on around that. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, well, it's my entire career at Citi. I have got to say that I have experienced nothing but the good managers. Over that 35-year period, probably maybe only 2 out of the numerous that I've had, I could say were not as good, but I've got to say they really do develop you and, recognize the talent that they have within the corporation. So it's been I've loved every minute of my job, except for maybe 5 years ago when we started, there was a little bit of upheaval, organization change. And, that's the time when I decided that maybe there was something else for me. To start thinking about what else I could be doing. And that's how I actually started looking at outside opportunities, things to do. I still liked the job, but maybe not loved it as much, but it was still there.
So it's interesting when what I'm hearing is when some dissatisfaction, and less fulfillment showed up, and that had to do with organizational changes, and that happens in all companies, right? You started looking for something else, and synchronistically, some opportunities came your way. Didn't it start with one of your children bringing home coffee or something?
Yes, actually it did. It started with my son, Sean. He brought home Organo coffee and decided he was going to start this business, which then in turn became my business. And then I expanded that with my sister-in-law, and we started to do bubble tea. which is, you know, the Asian drink that has the little balls in the bottom. It's either milky or fruity. And so you're drinking and eating. It's very popular in, you know, San Francisco, New York, and the Chinatown. Not as much here, but it's growing.
Yeah, I
So we
never heard
started
of
to
it before. Bubble tea?
Yes, it's more of a fun drink, but it
Uh-huh.
got us out, and that's where I started. You know, I did pop-up events, catering, farmers markets, and got out to meet people. So, you know, after working remotely for about 11 years, right, I worked from home for a very long time. Getting out and meeting people, it was, you know, it was a welcome change because everybody, all I saw was the family. So we did that. We enjoyed it. We met a lot of amazing people, you know, and that's kind of been put on hold with
Well, yes,
everything.
obviously. Well, and I really want to just dial back for a second, because at the same time you're experiencing some job dissatisfaction, you had a couple of choices at that point. You could have quit the job. You could have just said, oh, well, I guess I have to stay, you know, these golden handcuffs that keep us, you know, in a place where we're doing well. And what I'm hearing is there was this synchronicity of this, hey, my son's doing this coffee thing. And you had, so it was something new and exciting. It gave you a chance to be with people like you talked about. And that event, that little perfect storm of circumstances has expanded, and you really uncovered the passion you've always had for health and wellness, and helping us be happier, healthier, and wealthier, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. And then through that experience, once I realized I could, you know, there was a little bit more out there and that I could talk to people and it was fun. You know, I started growing my network. So I joined a couple of network groups, and, you know, I joined this great group of women that were all direct sales representatives, and we met monthly. So I kind of grew those friendships. And at one of those meetings, that's where I was introduced to what I currently do today, which is the Norwex products. You know, I got this little sample package of floss. I took it home, I tried it, and I was like amazed at what just a little square could do. So when I went back to the next meeting, and she spoke about the products, the company, and what it stood for in terms of, you know, cleaner, healthier environment, safer for our families and for our bodies, then I realized that, you know, why not? I started using the products, and basically that's how I started, and I loved it. And then Nikin, my husband, wanted alkaline water, so I went searching for a water system, and I came up on Nikin through the Holistic Chamber of Commerce and my friend Anya.
Yeah,
Weinberg.
which is how we met, through Anya.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, all connected.
Yes,
Right.
definitely.
And I bought that, and then a year later, after having that, I started to look at the products for that company, and I said, you know, the technology, the magnetic technology, all of that, helping our bodies, you know, get back that natural systems. I just thought, I said, you know, this is good. So I said, let's go for it. So I got a couple of products, and I said at the same time, why not join? Because if I'm going to use them, same thing with the Norwex, I might as well get, you know, the discount.
Right. And when you hear about something good, you tell other people about it. So you probably were doing that anyway, and you're like, well, why wouldn't I make a little money off of this? Right.
Right. Yes.
Let's talk for a moment about, so there's been this journey and this development of a passion business related to health and wellness, saving the earth, and that's really bigger than, you know, most little businesses that we pick up. So I love that you found this passion. How's it going at the job?
Actually, this week, it's been awesome. You know, things changed. The organization has changed. I'm getting back that sense of not belonging, but recognition, I guess, as well, too, that there's more that I can do and I can offer, and people are reaching out to me to take advantage of that, which is what I like. You know, I like sharing. I like I like process, like you, Nancy. I like process. I like things to work right, efficiently, productively. And I do that at work as well as in the business that I have as well at home. So it all kind of ties together. And I think just by me going out and looking for alternatives and building myself, building my community, you know, meeting all these wonderful people that I've met, you know, between the different organizations that I've joined, I think that's helped as well. So I've, you know, taken that and built myself, built my home. We have a healthy home as well. So I think all of that helps to help. It helped me to focus, change my focus, and then refocus.
Very good. Change your focus and then refocus. Yeah. And I
So,
think when we do that ourselves, things around us change.
yes,
So while the company has probably been through some kind of organizational changes, you're also seeing it in a new way because you're refocused and you're seeing things in a different light, and you're bringing more happiness to what you're doing.
correct.
Yeah,
Oh,
beautiful,
yes. Yeah.
beautiful.
And I had the support. What was interesting is, even though it was a corporate job, I had the support of my manager at work, at the corporate job. So understanding what I was going through and how I was, you know, navigating, and, you know, very supportive, and to get to the point where I am now, I couldn't have done it without him.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mentors are everywhere, right? That's a beautiful
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Let's talk about, before we kind of wrap up today, how is it managing your time and your schedule with both a full-time position and a very responsible leadership position in the corporate and Citigroup, as well as growing a business? Because I know that this can be a challenge for many.
Very true, very true. And, you know, I struggled with it in the beginning, but I think the way I've been able to manage it is, you know, I have times where I dedicate to doing my business, and then there's times, so I make sure I schedule times. And
You time block.
schedule doesn't all work out the right way, but
You know, I'm a big,
but time blocking, right?
yeah, 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 and that's the key. You know, if we think about, we all get the same amount of time every day. It's how we're spending it and using it. And I also believe when we are happier and more positive focused, we're more productive.
Completely agree. And I think it's also the desire, right? If you really need to want it to make the time to do it. Because if you don't, then you always say that you never have time.
Good.
And so, you know, I've done that. I mean, this week has been a crazy week at work, you know, and then it's all budget season there too. So it's nuts. But then, you know, I've launched my website today. My new website has gone live. So I've been doing little things here and there to get things organized, which it's been awesome.
Yeah, good. And you tap in to mentorship in the entrepreneurial realm as well. So we recognize the need for mentorship and a support system. So you joined the organizations and you tap into, you know, ongoing entrepreneurship coaching, which is what we do together every
Great.
week. Yeah. And
Yes.
and
And I
all
love
that
it.
helps. Yeah.
I love it. Yes.
It's good. And it's interesting because when you think about starting a business, especially if you've been in a corporate environment, there are so many pieces necessary to building a business. And when you're in corporate, many of the things are already taken care of for you. You don't need to think about marketing and sales and projections and, you know, how am I going to post on social media to create relations? Like, that's already handled. So stepping into this entrepreneurial world can be overwhelming if you don't have a blueprint.
Correct. But you've helped me there. And I love you know, how we've talked and how you've been able to help me, and love the group, you know, the Women's Prosperity Network and the women in the group. They're just awesome people.
So good. I know. I'm sure us sisters often say, you know, we open the doors and then look who shows up. It's like, wow, extraordinary people, really committed to their own excellence and seeing every single other person shine. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is.
And I'm grateful that you're with us and that you are here with us today.
Right.
So let our audience know you're on this commitment for people to save their health, their wealth, and their bodies, and by ripple effect. We make a difference in the world to save the earth, and we all know that that is really, really important right now. So how can they get in touch with you and begin their own journey to better health and wellness?
Oh, okay, sure. My website is patmchin.com. And on my website, there's a free guide. If you go to the website, you can sign up for the free guide, and it'll give you 7 tips, 7 ways to start creating your own healthy home, and cleaning up your body and your homes as well, which, like Nancy said, will help to clean up the earth. It won't cure it all, but it's a start. If everyone does just their little bit, then we will all make a better world.
And that's what we can do. We can each take on, instead of blaming and pointing fingers, it's what can I do right now? Like I finally turn off the water while I'm brushing my teeth. Doesn't need to be running.
Right. That's right.
Especially in Florida. It's not like I'm waiting for it to get warm or anything.
Cold.
Warm.
Not getting any colder. Yes.
Yeah, right. We need it colder down here. So funny. So funny. All right, Pat, thank you so much for sharing today. Congratulations on this beautiful life that you've created that has you happy in your corporate environment, building a thriving business that's making such a positive difference, and transforming your own home as well, and showing us how to do it. I appreciate you greatly.
Thank you, Nancy. Love you.
I love you too. I love you so much. I'm so grateful. Oh, by the way, her company has the best mask. So since we're in this phase of wearing masks, reach out to Pat, because I tried lots of masks and hers is best. So just go to patmchin.com and you'll get all connected. Thank you, Pat. Thank you everyone for being with us, sharing this. And until next time, make it a magical day and continue to be committed to being the change you want to see in the world. Have a great day, everybody. Bye, Pat.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.